Hello, everyone, and welcome to the channel Shelly's Millions, where we go live every Sunday morning at 11 and we talk about lots of different topics, but mainly focused on budget and finance. Good morning, Josie. Josie says, have a blessed Sunday. You as well. Um, I actually, I ate a vitamin. My tongue is gross colored. Anyway, that's not what I was going to say. What I was going to say is that one of these Sundays I might actually take off so that I can go to church. One of my coworkers is really wanting me to go to their church, and they keep inviting me every Saturday we work together. And he goes, "Do you want to come into church tomorrow?" And I say, "No, I'm going to YouTube." So that's something that I am thinking about doing at least 1 week to check it out, see if it's something that I like. This is something that my mom and I have been talking about. I was raised Christian, but we didn't go to church very frequently. I would say I've maybe been to church like maybe less than 10 times in my whole life, maybe less than 20. Um, and as I get older, I'm just, I am not so sure about the believing in God part, but I think that there might be some good like lessons in the Bible. So I'd be interested in going to church just to hear the lessons of the Bible. And I think that the community in general is good. So that might be a way for me to build some community outside of YouTube. So just wanted to kind of share that since you said to have a blessed Sunday. Okay. And I hope you all have a blessed Sunday as well. And one of my goals just fell down on my plant. I tried to have them up, is to read 10 books this year. Also, I put my man with my cat up over here when this fell. And I've got my YouTube studio stuff and my Tesla still, even though I test drove and I didn't like it. But one of my goals this year was to read at least 10 books. So I think the Bible is going to count as one of those. Also, I have now, I changed play violin 30 minutes a week to just play violin. That was at the recommendation of a coach that I was getting coached by. They said to just don't put a time on it. So I said, okay. And I have now, I've played the violin once, but I'm not ready to, somebody wanted me to play it on my live. We're not there yet because it's been a long time since I played. And that one time I played, it was not that pretty. Okay. So this Sunday, loosely, I want to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about, but also I want to talk about taxes. If you haven't done those, if you have, I want to talk about the buildings downtown LA that have all the graffiti on them. And I want to tie that in to government waste. And then I want to talk about, I really wish I wouldn't have eaten that vitamin before going live. Sorry if my tongue is weird. Taxes, that government building. And I really want to talk about, I still want to talk about the $20 minimum wage. I know that like we've talked about that almost every week since they announced it, but like, I think why I'm so focused on that is, to me, $20 is a lot of money an hour to me. I think I told you guys that like if I found a birthday card with it, and it, not if I found one, but if I was given a birthday card with $20, as a matter of fact, my mom just gave me $20 for Valentine's Day. Thanks, Mom. Love you. I want to learn to do the heart like a millennial. That's still not it. It's the millennial heart, guys. I want to stay young forever. Can't do it. Okay, but anyway, my mom gave me $20 for Valentine's Day, and I'm very appreciative of that. We're also going to go over the movies a little bit. So I'm still excited by $20. $20 is still like a lot of money to me. When I started back in my day, I can't believe I'm like now one of these back in my day. This is me leaning on a cane, by the way. That's what that gesture means. When I started working at the movie theater, minimum wage was $4.75. Now, granted, that was in 1996, I think is when I started. Yep. 1996 in November is when I started, and minimum wage was $4.75. We're already, where I work, we're paying the staff $17.50. Yeah, Linda. Oh, yeah, we'll try and talk about that too. Hi, John Senna. Joy and Joey, funny that you say you could see me playing violin because I don't know if I have big man hands or something. I have chubby fingers, right? I'm chubby. When I was playing the violin, the violin teacher was like, "Wouldn't you rather play like the cello?" And I was like, "No, it's violin or bust." And guys, I grew up kind of, I liked gothic stuff. I like to wear black. I like the black eyeliner. I wore black lipstick. I dyed my hair black. I told my violin teacher that I thought the violin sounded like it was crying when you played it, and that's why I wanted to play. Hey, John Senna. Okay, Linda. Yeah, we can talk about this. And guys, even though I loosely have ideas about what I want to talk about, we can really guide. Let's look into this because it looks like Alex also wants to talk about this. You guys can really guide where the conversation goes by your comments in the chat. So Linda is saying, did you hear about how all the major car insurance companies in California are increasing their rates up to 30%? Even with no accidents or claims, it's going up for all of us. So maddening. Yeah, and guys, my mom, I like to relate a lot of it to my mom. I'll share with you guys how I pay my car insurance. I'll share with you guys who I'm with, and I'll share with you guys some tips on finding the lowest car insurance. The best insurance rates in town, call 1-800 General now. Apparently that commercial stuck with me. And in at least where I am, that's actually their number. That's actually their jingle. I used to want to write jingles when I was younger. Maybe I still want to write a jingle. I digress. Okay, let's see what Alex says about this. She's with Allstate, or they're with Allstate, and their crappy Nissan was $700 for 6 months. No accidents, and now it's $1,100. Why? I can't afford having a car now. Joy and Joey's saying that their car insurance went up as well. Okay, so Geico with the little lizard, that is the cheapest insurance for Los Angeles County. And definitely Los Angeles City and just Los Angeles in general. Allstate, and you want to make sure that your coverage is the same, right? Allstate, my mom actually used to sell insurance, like car insurance, homeowners insurance, because guys, the reason why this was kind of on my radar, a lot of homeowners insurance companies in California are just not going to insure people's homes anymore. So that is what I'm going through. For me, my car insurance, how I pay my car insurance is I pay it every 6 months, right? So instead of paying it monthly, no, that's not true. I used to do that to save like the $1.50. Now I do pay it monthly. But I used to save $1.50, literally $1.50, by paying it all up front. I don't remember when I switched. But anyway, so I am on month to month. But the last time, when they give you your billing for that 6-month period, the last time that happened is in December for me. So they quote you like the entire 6 months. So when mine goes up again in June, I think that'll be, I am expecting it to go up. And mine, Alex, is right around where yours is, about $700 for 6 months. Let's just see, guys. Let's do some math on this because, Alex, that's a lot. I'm sure you're well aware. Is that 30% though? Okay. I don't think that should be the case. That's really expensive. Anyway, call around, right? If you can, if your insurance offers you a discount for paying the entire 6 months at once, go and you're able to afford that without putting yourself in more debt, that's an option to consider. Additionally, call around. I would start with Geico, especially if you're in Southern California, Los Angeles County, Los Angeles City. I don't know why that is, but Geico, because when I moved, I used to live kind of, we'll call it the suburbs. And I believe we were with 21st Century, which became State Farm, which became Allstate. So I want to say that all three of those companies are kind of like tied in um together, like it's a parent company and then one bought out the other. Don't quote me for sure on that, but they are pretty high. Triple A is also pretty high. Everybody's like, but it offers towing. Most insurance is going to offer towing if you get stuck somewhere, not just triple A. Most insurance is going to offer to like jumpstart your car, not just triple A. Most insurance is going to offer to bring you a gallon of gas if you get stranded on the freeway because you ran out of gas, not just AAA. So I know a lot of people like AAA, but to me, what I would do is just shop the same coverage with another company. Another thing, and you really need to, you have to make the right decisions for your own situation, but a couple more things to consider when definitely call around, get insurance quotes from multiple vendors. Call 1-800-GENERAL now. Call Geico, call AAA. If you're a Tesla owner, if you own a Tesla, your best bet is going to be to get insurance through Tesla. Even if you didn't buy your car or finance your car through Tesla, they're still going to insure your Tesla. Now, I've heard that the Tesla insurance isn't the best, which is going to bring me to my next point. But my friend, my personal friend, one of the four people that I went on the trip with, they had a Tesla and they were like, I'm paying $400 a month. And I was like, oh no, that's way too much. Like, can you imagine $400 a month? That's more than I would recommend most of us have our car payments for. So he called and now he's saving like $150 a month. I'm not sure if he had like accidents or what is making his insurance that high, but that was crazy to me. And now he's got it insured through Tesla. He's saving $150 a month. When you call and shop around for your insurance rates, you're going to want to find like the same coverage. So there's like bodily injury, there's comp and collision, and then there's liability. Those are the ones that I can think of off my head, right? And then there's like roadside assistance would be what you'd want to be looking for if you're looking to replace your AAA. So, okay, and join Joey if your neighbor, because now I'm not sure if we're talking about the Tesla insurance or if we're talking about Geico. But if your neighbor has a Tesla, tell them, please tell them to check out getting it insured through Tesla. Basically, what they told me with the Tesla car insurance for Tesla owners specifically. Okay, great. They already have it with Tesla. Basically, like since the Teslas have all those features to help keep you safe on the road, they like the Teslas, like it knows if there's a car in front of you stopped. So in theory, Teslas would be responsible for rear-ending someone less frequently. Like same with lane changes. Like they have a lot of features to really keep you safe on the road, even if it's not like the full automated driving. So in theory, they're just like a lot safer, but apparently only Tesla knows exactly how safe they are, and only Tesla's willing to stand behind how safe they are on the road. And that's why Tesla will insure your Tesla for less. Okay. See, this is why I wanted to write jingles. Okay. So the other things that you're going to want to do are make sure that the coverage is the same. Comp and collision. I don't know what the word comp stands for, but comp and collision means that if I'm at fault, right? If I rear end somebody, we're going to knock on some wood here because I don't want to rear end anybody. But if I get in a car accident and it's my fault, the comp and collision insurance portion of things means that I'm only paying my deductible, and let's say my deductible is $1,000. Oh, that's going to be a money saving tip too. And I'm just going to go ahead and stop there because I don't want to gatekeep for those of you just popping in and out. So the other money saving tip is you could ask for a higher deductible. So Alex, in your case, like let's say that you have a $1,000 deductible. Usually you can get your monthly payment down if you raise your deductible to say $1,500 or $2,000. But what that means is if you get in an accident, you would pay the first $1,500 or $2,000 before your insurance would even kick in. So that's what having a higher deductible does. But if you're a good driver and what you're struggling with is the monthly payment, that might be an option, is to have a higher deductible. Although of course, like when an emergency hits, God forbid something does happen, then that's when like you're going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe I have to pay $2,000 out of pocket before my insurance even kicks in. Something else to note, if you do have a newer vehicle like Toyota, right? My Toyota, when I first bought it back in 2013, for the first 2 years, it came with roadside assistance. So if you have a newer vehicle, check and see what's covered on the newer vehicle through just having purchased that car. Also, when you have a vehicle that's not paid off, usually whoever issued you the loan requires you to have comp and collision. So that portion of your insurance is what makes it so that not only would they pay for the damage on someone else's car after your deductible, but also it would cover the cost to repair your car after you pay the deductible. But for like an older car like mine's a 2013. They say what you should do. Hold on, I got to take a sip of coffee, but this was a great topic. So thanks, Linda and Alex, for kind of guiding us into this. So this means please like the video. Also, we're going to see, Alex, if your insurance went up more than 30%. So I've got the whiteboard out. Okay. So what was I just saying? For older cars like mine, they say that like I could potentially go down to just having liability insurance. Liability insurance is the portion that pays for the damage on someone else's car. So after your car is paid off, you have to see if like the value of the car is worth still putting all of the money into having comp and collision insurance on the car. Because I think when you have comp and collision, right, and maybe Joel knows this or maybe my mom remembers this, because I'm not like an insurance expert, right? All I know is like from my life experience. So when you have comp and collision, let's say I got in an accident that totaled my car, I don't think it pays for like the replacement value of what it would cost me to go out and buy like an entirely new Toyota Prius C. What it would do is it would pay maybe the Kelley Blue Book value of my Toyota Prius C, and that's after the deductible. So, like let's say I think right now my car is valued at $8,995. So, after my deductible, let's say my deductible is $2,000, if I totally totaled my car, they would like buy me out for $6,995. So you have to look at some point the cost of insurance, like maybe in like 5 more years or something for me. I don't know. But at some point, it's no longer like a good financial decision to still have comp and collision on the car. Okay. Linda says, just don't get in an accident that you're at fault in because your rates will skyrocket. This is why I'm so careful when I drive. Yeah. Okay. Let's see how much Alex's car insurance went up. So Alex said for 6 months, they used to pay $700. So 700. So times 0.3. What does that equal? I don't know. So we're going to get our handy dandy calculator. I could do this by hand, but we're not gonna. It's not one of those mornings. 700 times 0.3 equals 210. 210. Yeah. So at the most it should have gone up would be 210 plus 700. And that's at that 30% rate. Would be $910. Let's just hypothetically say that your car insurance was. So I don't know why yours has gone up. That's 30%. 0.3 gives you 30% of that. I don't know why yours has gone up so much. So let's even do it at let's say it was 790 before times 0.3. Clear. 790 times 0.3 equals, what? 790 times 0.3 is 237. 237 and 790. Does that get us to that 1100 number? 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. No, that's 1027. So even if you were at the high end, in the high 700s, you still shouldn't be at 1100 on a 30% increase. So Alex's insurance went up by more than 30%, which is just crazy. And Alex is saying that they haven't had any accidents. So, my goodness, I'm so sorry about that. But please, please call around to get different rates. I would recommend, and I'm not speaking as to if Geico is the best if you actually get in an accident. I think all insurance, this is my opinion, all insurance is going to be a pain in the butt if you really, really need them for the most part. I've been in an accident, I think, with Geico. They were fine. It's not like stellar service. I mean, I think the whole deal with insurance is they're hoping that you never get in an accident. Okay. Joel says, high insurance rates because more accidents and more claims. Cars have so many expensive electronics in them, so they're expensive to fix, and premiums are higher to cover claim payouts and such. Yes, that's very true. Okay, Linda says that her home insurance is also increased. You must cut back even more now. We all feel the pinch, I'm sure. And this is what's so crazy, right? A lot of companies, they're doing layoffs or wage freezes. Wage freezes when you work for a company, but they don't increase your pay at all. And then a lot of companies, even if you do get a raise, I don't know what's up with my hair today. A lot of companies, even if you do get a raise, it's 3%. So that's not going to cover all of these increases. My health insurance went up this year. I'm now expecting my car insurance to go up. Let me try and figure out. Can't remember what card I use to pay my car insurance. Let me see if I can open my Geico app. So I do use Geico. I've been as happy with them as, you relatively can be with any kind of car insurance. It is what it is. And I don't see the Geico app on my phone. So, all right. Well, I need to look into how much I need to budget for mine to go up. What I'm really afraid of is my homeowner's insurance, because a lot of companies aren't taking on new clients, and I'm literally being dropped. I'm being dropped by who I was insured with, and now I'm like, oh my God, who do I find that will insure my house? And I will also say that even when I bought this house, I already was having trouble finding someone to insure it because I have what's called a flat roof, a flat tar roof, maybe. I don't know what's up there. I think it's tar, but it's flat. So probably if it ever like slopes or anything, the drainage probably isn't good. I don't know. I don't know why they don't want to insure a flat roof, but it was already hard for me to find somebody that would insure my little house. And now it's going to be even harder. And now a lot of places, so I'm totally being dropped by my homeowner's insurance carrier. And a lot of other companies are not insuring homes like at all. So I wonder how banks are going to handle that if homeowners like myself like literally just can't find someone else to insure their home. My homeowner's insurance right now is about 650 for an entire year, and I'm expecting that will double. So I think that would be what, 12, that would be $1,300. That's kind of in my mind what I'm prepared to pay. So for me, on my homeowner's insurance, going from about $50 a month to to roughly about $100 a month. And that I could afford, especially since I just switched to Mint Mobile, right? So I'm saving $50 a month on my phone bill. But now I'm anticipating that it's just going to get eaten up by my homeowner's insurance. Oh, it's crazy. Okay. We talked about Joey and Joey's Tesla. We talked about accidents. Alex says you have the exact numbers. It was 770 for 6 months, and now the general is 1050. You just looked it up on your paperwork. Yeah, and I don't, yeah, it's about 30%. It looks like that is going to be pretty. That's still higher though, because even on my very high, and I wonder if there's like a legal amount that they can raise it. We're going to Google that in a second. But even on my high end example, we did it at 790 times 0.3, which would be an extra $237 per every 6 months. Plus the original, I estimated at 790, that only gets us to 1027. So that's crazy. So let's Google some of this stuff and make sure that they're within their right to raise it more than 30%. Because Linda said up to 30%. So I was going off that, but like maybe there's no limit to how much they can raise it. Okay. Ben says, do you know what I want to know? Because insurance is so expensive for your car. Maybe people don't drive with insurance at all. Makes me wonder. Yes. Oh, yeah. Definitely people don't drive with insurance. However, if you do not own your car, like I don't know how they check. I don't remember because it's been so long since I've had my car, but if the car is not paid off, like if you're still making payments to a lender, they are going to make sure that you have insurance on that car because like basically when you take out a loan, that car is still their car. It's not really your car yet. So they're making you protect their investment basically. So anybody who drives a newer car that's not paid off most likely does have insurance on it. However, once that car is paid off, there are plenty of people that don't keep the insurance on their car. Now, that is not legal, right? You are required by law to have insurance on your car with the exception, this is what I believe. I haven't double checked this in a long time, so there's room for error on this. I believe that you're allowed to do something called being self-insured, right? And this is what I'm thinking about on my house actually. If I just can't find someone who will insure my house, maybe I'll have to be self-insured on my house. And what that means, because just like on a car, I don't own my house yet. The bank still owns my house. So the bank is going to require that I protect this house because it's their asset still. So they're going to require that I keep their house safe and sound for them in case I can't pay off my mortgage. So got lost because I got bitter at my bank. Being self-insured. if you can prove that you have like X number of dollars. So like with bodily injury, a lot of times like that coverage would be like $50,000 payout to whoever got injured or something, right? So if you can prove that you have $50,000 like sitting aside in the bank for to be self-insured, then they'll leave you alone. But that's supposed to be the only way that you wouldn't get insurance through a carrier. Okay. Alex says that they got a glass claim a couple months ago, so maybe that added 5%. I wouldn't know if a glass claim to fix your windshield made it up. It might. But I am going to say, I personally, I like having that, the glass coverage. One time I'm an idiot and I drove up to not Big Bear, what's the other one? Mountain High. And it had been snowing and I didn't realize it, but I had parked under like a tree. And the tree like itself was fine, but what happened was the snow from the tree branch fell and landed on my windshield and it totally cracked my windshield, and windshields are fairly expensive to replace. So having that windshield coverage even helps with that unexpected expense. However, I if you're really looking to save cost, you could drop the windshield coverage off of the policy. I know that that's something that's like an add-on, but like look at the value when you needed to use it, like you didn't have to pay however much that windshield would have cost, but that might have caused it to go up a little extra. So that's also something that like people think about when they're thinking about, do they self-insure or do they buy insurance, is like how much more is the insurance going to go up if they make the insurance claim? It just sucks, right? It sucks. And I started to say this 32 minutes ago when we started this live. For someone like my mom puts like 1,200 miles on her car. My mom is driving a 1997 Ford. I don't know, Ford Ranger. Like it's a little compact truck because she used to go to the swap meet all the time. So she would load her truck up with things to sell at the swap meet. She used to do like extreme couponing. We used to do like the storage shed buyouts, like before there was ever even like a TV show about that. So my mom like needed a truck for her business. So now that truck, 97, so that would 07, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. That truck is 27 years old, guys, and it's still driving. It does not look great. The seats are worn out, like the spring is coming up. So my mom had to put like a cushion there. And now one of the things she really liked having a truck for is like driving her friend to her doctor's appointments, right? And now the seatbelt on the passenger side isn't working anymore. So my mom's not able to take her friend to the doctor's anymore. So my mom was hoping to get a new car, maybe not like a brand new car, but like a used car in like the $5,000-6,000 range, maybe. We even looked at her maybe taking my car and me getting another car. But then, of course, life happens, circumstances happen. And something happened both in her life and something happened both in my life where it made both of us nervous, our individual situations, to buy a new car. For my mom, it's not vintage. It's not vintage. Let me see if I have a picture. Let me see if I can pull up a picture of my mom's truck. Because at one point I was going to make a video with my mom. Hold on, where is it? I don't even know if like my phone. Oh yeah, hold on. That's my mom's current truck. Apparently that's a video. So this is like what my mom's truck is currently looking like. It's still loaded up. That's our trailer. So now you'll notice that the front part, the driver's part, that is one color. It is gold. And then the back of the truck is white. Because at one point not the damage that you're seeing on the front end. But at one point, she got in a different accident, and she replaced the back of the truck with like a pick-apart kind of thing. So that's the pretty much the current state of my mom's truck. I don't know why I zoomed in on that, but I did. I zoomed in again. What was I doing? Who knows? But yeah, so there's damage on the truck, but she feels safe in it. That's like a good height. Even with the bumper doing whatever it's doing. But my mom could use a new truck or like a car. She could use something new. And I guess I can share with you guys the things that made us hesitant to buy a new car. Well, Joel, I don't know if you just saw, but it's definitely not a classic, and I don't know how we would restore that. Maybe a paint job and a new seat, and like got to do something to get that bumper back. Also, at one point, my mom's car definitely had like a salvage title, and now it's not a salvage title. No, it's still a salvage title, but she bought it back from the salvage title. I don't know. That was when that's when the front of the truck no longer matched the back of the truck. So my mom has probably needed a new car for a really long time, but she's always responsible. She's like, it still runs fine, which it does. But now the thing making her really want a new vehicle is that she wants to still be able to take her friend to a doctor's appointment, but the seatbelt's not working. P.S. Joel, do you know who I would take to get like a new seat and seatbelt? And you're probably going to be like, it's not worth it to like get a new seat and seatbelt in that old thing, but like it is, because right. And here's what we all have to weigh as individuals. Would it be more to spend even like $1,000 on a whole new seat and seatbelt mechanism for the inside of my mom's truck? Or do we want to spend like $5,000 or $6,000 on like a whole new car? Even though $1,000 would be a lot to put into that really old truck, it's way less than buying a whole new car or a whole new used car, right? So that's the dilemma. So for my mom, all right, well, knock yourself out. So we do need, we'll probably just donate it, honestly. I think you're like in the Bakersfield area. Anyway, like maybe if we ever do find a way to like totally fix it, we'll just drive it up there and donate it. Maybe. I don't know. But okay, so the thing going on with my mom that's making her not sure if she would want to like finance a used car or buy or spend money on a new car at all, even if she didn't have to finance it. The trailer park where she lives was recently sold. Now, the worry has always been that if the trailer park got sold, that the new owner would like tear it down and like sell it for commercial property, or basically like force the people that live there out and make them move. So that's the concern with the trailer park having a new owner. Right now, it seems like the trailer park people are going to keep it as a trailer park, but you never really know the intention of a new owner, right? You don't really know what they're going to do. My mom may need to move in with me one day. Parking is a nightmare by where I live. So my mom wouldn't be able to park on the street. There is kind of like, my driveway is so narrow and steep. You can sort of physically get two cars in if you park tandem, but most people scrape the side of their car when they're turning in to my driveway. So I have the Prius C, so that has like a short, we'll call it a nose, I don't know, a short hood. So I don't have a problem turning into my driveway, but like many other people do have trouble turning in my driveway, and I call it like really their car's getting scratched. I'm like, oh, my driveway gave you kisses. So my mom's not sure. And my mom thinks that like if if she lived with me, that I would do a lot of the driving around for her, which is probably true. We would probably like go to the grocery store together. I would probably take her to the senior center every day. I would probably like take her to visit her friends. I don't know if I would. And like my mom lived with me, she would live too far away from her friends to like drive out there to take them to the doctor. So she probably wouldn't be doing that anymore. So if the time comes where my mom lives with me, she might not need a car. So that's what's going on with her. With the possibility of her moving in with me, she's not sure. And with us not being certain, like if the trailer park was sold, that would be like the deciding factor that then she would move in with me. Up until then, it's kind of optional. But since the trailer park just got sold, we're like, what are they going to do with it? So my mom's like, maybe it's not a good time to buy a car. And then I don't want to say exactly what. I'm still happy. Everything's still going well at my job. But there's something that has happened that has made me be like, oh, maybe I don't want to take on a car payment right now. Right. Like nothing certain, but it just something happened that made me feel a little bit nervous at work. And I don't think that I want to commit to a car payment right now. So I had kind of been like, well, maybe I'll give my mom my car and I still want a Tesla, even though I test drove it and I didn't love the way it test drove. Here it is back on the old vision board right there in the middle. I know my vision board is junky. Yes, we've added to the to-do list in the vision board. We've revised her a bit from when you guys last saw her. I took off the things that we've done. And we've got the old YouTube studio here. It's curling up. I got to fix that. And a man with a cat and some additional properties and some beaches and travel. But I do still want a Tesla. And so I was like, maybe I'll just buy a Tesla and give it to my mom. But now something at my work's making it so I'm a little nervous to buy a new car. And then something's going on with like the trailer park just being sold that we're just not sure if that's like the right move right now. So all that to say that with insurance going up, and now my mom's driving even less because she's not even taking her friend to doctor's appointments since the seatbelt's not working on the passenger side. On the passenger side of my mama's ride. She's not sure if the insurance going up if she wants to keep the truck at all. So I guess that would be another situation where we might get rid of it, is if my mom just decides like, F it. I don't want this truck at all. But like my mom's still really independent. My mom enjoys driving. My mom likes that freedom, right? I can't imagine, at least right now, like my mom enjoys going, she calls it the Need Nothing store, which is really like the grocery outlet or Aldi or whatever. Like, because my mom says that she's fine, but she likes going to the grocery store, like just to see like especially the grocery outlet, because they'll have like weird, like promotional foods and like interesting coffee flavors and things like that. So my mom still likes running errands. But at some point, my mom's like, hey, if I'm only driving like this little bit every year, is it worth it to still pay for the insurance on the car? So that's kind of, we're going through it too. Like, is this worth it? And yeah, it's crazy. And also, so many things to talk about. I don't know if we'll do a long live this week like we did last week as well. So we're just going to keep going through the comments and we'll see. Okay. Infinity says cars built in the 90s and early 2000s seems to last a little longer, don't you think? My 03 Infinity is 21. Oh, it's an adult now. On her birthday, I took a shot in the car, told her she's old enough to drink. She sure is. What is your car's name? Because, okay, so like you're saying that if you took a shot inside your car, and I know you mean when you're not driving, like when it was parked in your driveway, just to be clear, I know that, but I'm clarifying that for everybody else who may not know. So what is the car's name? Because my car's name is Jason, because I got my car on a Friday. It was Friday the 13th back in 2013. So I bought my car on Friday the 13th. So I named him Jason. And I think that's kind of common too for girls to name their cars boy names and boys to name their car girl names. But yeah, so my car's name is Jason, and 2013 on Friday the 13th. My car is not 21 yet, and I don't think I'll take a shot in my driveway because by the time my car is 21, like I'm not sure I'll be up to taking shots. But I think that's funny. I love how much you love your car. We need Andrew in here this morning. Okay, so all right, maybe we will make a video about my mom's car. There's actually there's so many video ideas. Okay, and what I just got excited about. California government waste, okay? Between the insurance rates between car insurance going up, homeowners policies, like it's going to be I don't even know. Basically, when I got the letter that they were going to drop my car insurance, or not my car insurance, my home insurance. My house is insured through April with its previous company, but after April, they're just not going to renew the policy. They're like, we're not going to be insuring homes anymore. And I've heard that a lot of companies that previously insured houses are in the same boat. They're just not going to be insuring houses anymore. But the bank is going to require that I have insurance on my house. So basically, my option is just to pay however much, like whoever will take me is going to charge. Because as much as I'm like, hey guys, shop around on your auto insurance rates, and I'll still shop around my house insurance rates. But like, if there's only one company that's going to insure the house at all, I'm going to have to go with that one company. And I'm worried that with my flat roof, that literally might be what I'm up against. Luckily for me, or I don't know if this is lucky or not, my homeowner's insurance policy, like, I think only would cover what I originally bought this house for, which was like $128,000. At this point in time, I don't think that, like, God forbid, if something happened to this house, I don't think that would replace very much of it. Like, if the whole thing burned down, I don't even like talking about this. Where's wood? We're going to change the subject. But like, I don't know, like maybe once my house is paid off, maybe I won't have insurance on it. If it's crazy expensive, like I don't know, I'm not going to be able to afford it. So we're going to have to see. All right. And then so we've got the high car insurance, dropping the homeowner's insurance and or raising it crazy high. My friend texted me the other day about, did I know that eggs were $6.99 a dozen? I don't think that's exclusive to California, but it's high. Then Hi Rocky. Ah, ah. Infinity's car's name is Honami. I love it. I love it because she's Japanese. All right, that's so awesome. Okay, we're talking about names for our cars. So, high car insurance rates, high homeowners insurance rates, high cost of living. By cost of living, oh, we already talked, not today, but we talked on another live about how literally like the electric bill rates are going up about 30%. My medical insurance went up by 10% this year. I'm not expecting to get a raise this year. If I get one, I would be happy, but I don't think that's in the cards for me this year. And it's not just me. It's not like I'm doing a bad job. I think raises are not in the cards for a lot of the people in my company this year. I don't want no scrub. Scrub is the guy can't get no love from me. I really like that song. I was singing it better when I was implementing it on my mom. My mom is saying for homeowners insurance, I can check on state California fair plan. All right, I will do that. Rocky says he's shopping for groceries at Walmart and Stater Brothers this morning. It's super expensive on everything. Yeah, and Walmart groceries is one of the places that's usually more reasonable. All right, so anyway, plus, like, there's all sorts of crime in California. Literally, and I'm sympathetic, right? I don't know what the answer is. I don't have an answer. I don't know what the answer should be. And I wish that wasn't the case. I wish that there was some magical solution that it was like, well, why don't we just do this and it'll all be fixed? But it doesn't work that way. Every day on my way to work, I see a a person on the freeway climbing over from the freeway part onto like the part that's like sloped where it's grassy where they can like pitch a tent and like live. That is so sad to me. Also, it's so crazy that I literally see that every day now. And that's happened for about the past year or the past 2 years. And the crazy thing about it to me is I remember being like 18 if you drive from Los Angeles County into San Diego, there's the sign of the family like running across the street and it's like watch out for people running across the street. And I remember after going to San Diego a few times, after passing that sign for a few times, I was like, we never see families like running across the street. And like that's like the border patrol sign, right? Watch out for people potentially running across the freeway because they're trying to cross into the United States. So be careful, don't hit them, right? But like, where's my don't hit the family on the freeway in the middle of downtown Los Angeles? Forget about like trying to cross the border. Like, I need a reminder to be on the lookout now for people on the freeway so that I don't hit them. Like, so we just need those signs like as frequently as there's like a speed limit sign now, which by the way, if we had to put those up, in my opinion, as much as I would not want to hit a person, and I would love a reminder not to do that, just, hey, be on the lookout. Not because I want to hit people or anything, but like that would be wasteful government spending, in my opinion. Last week, we were talking about the building with all the graffiti on it, right? And I was asking you guys, do you think that's art? Do you think it's, vandalism? Like, what is it? And I had wanted to go this morning and like find a coffee shop. I didn't get up early enough today, but I wanted to try and do my live from outside that building because I realized that like maybe if you're not from Los Angeles County, that maybe you don't know even what building I'm talking about. Karen Bass was doing really well and I liked her a lot, but it's not going up good. Ooh. Oh, Alex, I hope it doesn't go up another 30% next time there's a renewal. That is scary. Hopefully it can't go up that much in 1 year. That would be so, so crazy. But so I was like, since I was thinking about doing my live from outside of that graffiti building, I don't know if my mom even knows what that is. I don't know if it's been in the news where she's seen it, right? And she's in LA County, but like I pass this building on my way to work and it brings me some joy when I pass it. So I'm going to go ahead and say it's art. Although it seems like most of the people in the community do not feel like it's art. I'm just impressed with how they coordinated and got all the graffiti up there. But I was listening to like a city official. His name is, what the heck is his name? I'll figure out his name later. But basically whoever is like in charge of that district, he was like, oh, well, we gave them a 2-week notice to clean the graffiti off of the building. Like we told them they have to like get better fencing and keep the building more secure. And we also told them that they have to clean the graffiti within 2 weeks. The reporter or whoever was interviewing the city official was straight up like, well, what happens if they don't do it in 2 weeks? And the government official said, quote, okay, I'm like paraphrasing, actually, it's not a quote, but what he said was, well, then the city will take care of it, but we'll be sending them a bill. Well, excuse me, stupid. Sorry, government official, idiot government official. But, no, I don't want you to use my taxpayer money to clean up that graffiti. And I don't care if you're going to send a bill to the owner, right? This is what I'm telling my mom about medical insurance. It's my understanding that the owner of the building has straight up abandoned the building, right? They haven't worked on it since 2019. They invested $1.5 million into the building. Sorry, billion with a B, not million. It's my bad. And it's going to take, they estimate, another $1.5 billion to complete it. So no, somebody that just sunk $1.5 billion into the building and then walked away, they're not going to pay to clean up the graffiti. What like literally what kind of, also, like, who cares? Just leave it up. Leave it up. Because if you take it down, it's going to encourage people. They're going to be like people who missed out on the initial group invite to come graffiti on the building in the first place. They're going to be like, oh, it's blank now. Let's go paint it again. And yeah, they are like finding and arresting some people that were responsible for the graffiti. And I guess they had to break into private property. But like, if this building has just been abandoned for 2019, that's 5 years now. 5 years. So what I tell my mom is like, you can't get blood out of a turnip, right? So even if they send the bill to clean it up to the owner clearly doesn't care. The owner sunk $1.5 billion into that building and then has just let it sit vacant. That's my understanding. Like, maybe somebody please, if like I have my facts wrong on that, like let me know. So whoever's district that is, don't waste the taxpayers' money cleaning it up. And like, no, I'm sorry, you're not going to get that money back. And then that's a waste of government time and resources even pursuing trying to get that money back. So like, no. Like, also, like, you can't have a vote on everything because voting takes money to like run an election. But like, let the taxpayers decide if they want to use their money to clean up that graffiti, or if they would rather save it and use it for something else. Like, I just don't get it. Like, in my opinion, it would be super wasteful to use government dollars to clean up that graffiti. And you guys just heard me say that something happened at my job that made me a little bit nervous to like commit to car payments. I'm 46. I'll be 47 this year. And you guys have heard me say that I don't envy the politicians, right? They have some really hard choices. But like, my goodness, like, I don't know. I would make the hard choice to keep the graffiti up. But see, like, you can't also like run for an election, and mark my words, that clip would come back up. You can't run an election and be like, I'm going to keep the graffiti up. But yeah, I would, because I don't think that's a good use of our dollars. Unfortunately, like, let's leave that up and like, let's try and solve the homeless problem, and let's try and solve the crime problem going forward. Like, maybe we do spend dollars on trying to prevent the potential that ever happens again. But no, we're going to that's our lesson, and that's our visual reminder that we should have already done better. We should have planned in advance, addressed an owner that has left the building vacant for 5 years. We should have already done that. Not, oh, we're going to contact him now that it's been sitting vacant 5 years and it has graffiti on it. Well, that's your lesson. That is your visual reminder that you should have already pursued that. So yeah, I would use our taxpayer money to clean that up. If it had like really bad offensive language or something vulgar, maybe, but I don't see any of that up there yet. I see pictures of pandas. I like pandas. Actually, I haven't seen the pandas, but like, I've seen like there are pandas up there. So I don't know. And then Joel says graffiti is art in some places. In lots of Chicago neighborhoods, it's a form of expression, and lots of the art is really impressive. Yeah, and like this poster that I have up over here, it's a Mr. Brainwash, right? It's a poster, so it's just a print. But his style is graffiti. So there's like graffiti up over like the images. We've got Albert Einstein in the middle, Charlie Chaplin, like we've got Madonna, like, so that is sort of graffiti style. Now, here's where, and even this like little corner that you can see always on screen. But here's the thing, like this part right here looks like it says something. I have trouble reading like whatever the heck that says. And that's just an example. I don't know, like I have trouble reading the letters. Like I can appreciate like the time and it took to get it up there, but I have trouble reading it. I would like it more if I could read it, I think. But yeah. And yeah, Rocky's saying he's not going to pay. It's out of the county. Yeah, it's out of the government funds. Let's turn those into the Shelley's Million executive office. Honestly, like those are cool, right? How cool. I think it would be cool to finish that project and like live in it with the graffiti. Like you could pick like what graffiti artist like you wanted to live in like the apartment, or maybe some people actually I have a lot of graffiti art now that I think about it. I have like a Banksy painting. I have all this other artist called Scepter Head. He does a lot of wall murals, and actually a lot of the graffiti artists actually are paid to like on those cinder block walls, they're paid to do a mural on like the outside of a like liquor stores or in parking lots or in all sorts of places. They're actually paid to do their artwork. So you know what? Maybe maybe those are the graffiti artist towers. And each person, like they get to have their office in whatever floor their window is in. But also, I own my house and I'm not trying to rent. But when I was working downtown, I was like, oh, it'd be nice to live downtown. And I would pay extra to live in that building. Okay, so see, my mom does know about this building. I was just wondering. So this is cool. So that I can kind of gauge like how much on people's radar something is by if my mom knows about it or not. And she does. She says the building owner is in China and went bankrupt a long time ago, so couldn't complete the building. This may seem awful, but I think the graffiti is kind of cool. Yeah. And I mean, here's the thing, right? I'm trying to show my hands. Trying to show my hands being equal. Do I think that defacing other property that isn't yours, do I think that that's right? No, I don't. So that's going to go up. But once it's already been done, it's already been done. Someone else did it. I didn't deface the property. It's not my property. Do I think it's kind of cool? Yes. If there were graffiti on my own house, would I paint over it? Yes. But would I use my own money to do that? Like, also, yes. Like, so let me make it clear that I don't think it's right. And I do think, even if it's art, I do think that it's defacing someone else's property, right? And maybe this is because here, I'll share a story. When I was little, my mom took me to work with her, and I used to like to color. So she set me in the corner with like a pen and a paper, or pencil and paper. I think it was pen. I don't think they had pencils in the office. Being a little crapper, I was maybe 9. I don't know. I drew on the wall of the office. And I think it was in pen. It is wrong to deface other people's property, right? I was bored. I probably knew I was being bad and I shouldn't do that, but I did it anyway. These people probably know, hey, I'm not supposed to like climb this building that has a gate around it. This isn't my property. I'm not supposed to do this. But I think that's also some of what makes graffiti art cool, is like, how did they even get up there? How did they coordinate this? Because as far as I could tell, one night that building was empty and the next it was totally filled with graffiti. So this was like a very coordinated effort. And that alone, like, it's hard. How is it when you're trying to get your friends together to have like a game night or to celebrate a birthday or an engagement or something? How hard is it to get everybody together? It's hard, right? That's not easy. They did that. So that alone is impressive. And it's not like they took a building that is being used, right? They did it on an abandoned building. So then whose property is it? Like, is that community property at this point? It's been sitting vacant for 5 years. At what point does it become community property? So one, if I was in the market for an apartment, I would pay extra for one of the graffitied apartments. Of course, I'd want like a patch where I could look out and see the view. This building, even though it's not complete, is almost one of the tallest buildings downtown. Mom, maybe we got to try and go and see it in person. I had that loosely on my list. I want to make a lot of videos with my mom. It's just finding the time, which mom, I could make the time. I have plenty of time. I just waste my time a lot. But anyway, so one, they could finish the building, rent them out as apartments. And I and downtown has such like a cool art culture, right? Like if you live downtown, you most likely support the arts. You want to be in like that hip downtown environment, like in the heart of the city. And I think that these graffiti buildings like say this is the heart of the city. You're right by the crypto.com arena, Staples Center arena. So you're right in the heart of it right there. And like it would be a cool story to tell your friends that you lived in one of those apartments if they were finished. Or like, yeah, sure. This kind of looks like graffiti. Let's put Shelly's Millions up in that tower and let's give all the artists, every artist they get to make that their studio. That gets to be their workspace. I bet a lot of them don't have studios where they can work inside. And a lot of these artists are probably like have respectable commissioned pieces that are up. So I don't know. Okay. I've ranted long enough. We're a little bit over our hour. So I'm going to get to the last couple of comments and then I'm going to head out. Okay. Joel says, if I was the mayor of Los Angeles, the top priority would be homelessness and crime. Graffiti may be an eyesore in some neighborhoods, but it's not going to get the highest of issues to deal with. Yeah, I completely agree. Right now, and affordability, like not just housing affordability anymore, like between the raised insurance rates, gas prices, electric prices, like all the insurances, homeowners, car, medical, all of those are going up. Groceries are up, gasoline is up, so gasoline for your car is up, and then electricity for your house is up. Like, and then combine that with middle class. So the people that are struggling are going to make a little bit more, but that's all just going to be eaten away by these additional expenses. And meanwhile, since companies are now paying their lower wage workers more, it potentially leaves people who are kind of where I am or middle management, but we might not see raises this year. So I'm expected to keep my level of living the same, but I have to figure out how to do it with less money. Like I don't know how that's going to happen. And so what a lot of people are choosing to do is to not let it happen, to not renew their car insurance, to not feed themselves. And guys, please don't do that. Please go to like a food bank or something like that. Please don't go hungry, right? But like those are the choices that people are making. All right, Shelly for 24. 24. You sell those units and make commissions. Absolutely. You like it and it's part of the history of LA. Yeah, that's what I think as well. Okay, Joel says, when I get to City Hall, I'll be part of the administration and you'll think of a position for me. Thank you very much. I would love that. I don't know if I want to actually, but yeah, like maybe the answer is for somebody to go into politics. Somebody like me. I don't know. And I don't know how, I have no idea even how to get that started at almost 47 years old. But I do know that I don't like when I feel like the government is wasting our money. All right, guys, I have to head out today. Thank you guys so much for watching Shelly's Millions. I'm going to try and research some articles and try and figure out like what we're supposed to do about this car insurance and homeowners insurance thing. But definitely a good place to start is going to be calling around and getting quotes from different insurance companies. And just in case anybody's concerned, like it does not put a ding on your credit score or anything to like call and like get a different quote from an insurance company. And also just because you're getting a quote from an insurance company, that does not mean that you are obligated to accept that quote. I know that you may feel bad, like, oh, I made the insurance person like do all this work and they're really nice and I should get the insurance from them. No, they did their job. Their job is to give you an insurance quote. So if it's not the best price, don't go with them. But if you shop insurance rates, like if you currently have $25,000 in bodily injury, make sure that you're shopping for you're comparing apples to apples. So make sure that at the new company, you're also getting a quote for 25,000 bodily injury. Alex, you should probably do that today, because that's a lot of extra money. That's more than $500 a year. I'm also going to say that, like, when one thing goes up, we got to look for ways to cut in other areas. And I do still like Mint Mobile. I paid $360 all up front for the entire year, and I think I have an affiliate link linked down below. I think it's $45 for your first 3 months. So that's $15 a month. I combined mine with Rakuten, which I also have linked below. Rakuten was running a promotion where if you started at Rakuten, then clicked Mint Mobile, you saved an additional $5. So that brought my total down to $40. And then I have an American Express card where I used another where you launch Rakuten, then you go to the Mint Mobile site. But when you were actually paying, I paid with my American Express and I saved another $15. So 15 off of 40, that made it 25. Yeah, it made it $25 for the first 3 months. So see if you can stack deals like that, guys. So my point is, maybe you save $50 a month on your phone bill if you're having to pay $50 more for your car insurance. We got to juggle these things, and we got to be proactive and like spend a day or an afternoon making some phone calls to save that extra money. Because Alex, I want you to be able to continue to drive, but I want you to drive, safely and with insurance. But I don't want it to cut into your, I don't want you to feel like you're not able to live, or that you're contemplating not driving because of the increase in the insurance rates. All right. So please let me know how that goes. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining me. We go live every Sunday to talk about finance and budget. Wait, no, Debbie, if you're watching and you've made it all the way to the end, really quick. We have at my theater the Oscar short films, animated and live action. So those are doing very well this weekend. Also, the movie Origin is still doing really well this weekend. And what else? What is it called? There's a Wim Wenders movie, Perfect Day. Hold on. I gotta tell you, because that one's doing good. Wim Wenders, Perfect Days. Yeah, Perfect Days by Wim Wenders. It's a foreign film. It looks absolutely lovely. So Perfect Days, Origin, the Oscar-nominated shorts. We have both animated and live action. All of those are doing well. And Poor Things is still doing well. I took my mom to see a movie this past week. We saw Lisa Frankenstein. That one, if you want to wait till it comes on video, I would understand. And poor Madam Web. We've got Madam Web. They are rocky. They are probably March 1st. I guess this isn't a secret because it's on sale now. A lot of movie theaters are raising their prices for the release of the movie Dune. That's going to be probably the next really big blockbuster. So that seems to be when the prices are going up. All right, you guys. Thanks so much for watching Shelly's Millions. I will see you next time.